Hamas fighters and Israeli forces engaged in limited clashes inside Gaza on Sunday as the Israeli military ramped up airstrikes on the Palestinian enclave ahead of what its spokesperson described as the next stage of its war on the militant group. Hamas claimed its fighters had destroyed 2 Israeli military bulldozers and a tank in an ambush near the Gazan city of Khan Yunis, forcing Israeli troops to retreat without their vehicles. The Israel Defense Forces confirmed its forces had been operating inside Gaza during the incident, and said an IDF tank struck militants who had fired on its troops. The episode appeared to be one of the first skirmishes between the two sides on the ground inside the Strip since war broke out after Hamas' deadly October 7 attack on Israel, which killed more than 1,400 people. The clashes came as the IDF prepares for a potential ground operation in Gaza, amassing huge numbers of troops at the border and pounding the densely populated enclave with near-constant airstrikes in the last 2 weeks. Officials at several hospitals in Gaza said they were overwhelmed with casualties on Sunday, with one describing a bloody day and another hospital scaling back dialysis treatments amid electricity and fuel shortages. More than 4,600 people have been killed in Gaza since Israel's retaliation for the Hamas attack began more than 2 weeks ago, the Gazan Health Ministry said. Some parents in Gaza are now writing their children's names on their legs to help identify them, should they or the children be killed. A CNN journalist reporting from the Al-Aqsa Martyrs Hospital filmed a toddler and 3 children who had been killed, with their names written in Arabic on their calves. All 4 were seen lying on stretchers placed on the floor in an overfilled room. It was unclear whether their parents were also killed. Videos obtained by CNN also showed the hospital receiving more than a dozen bodies wrapped in shrouds, while grieving family members try to identify them. An Israeli tank and military vehicles are seen near Israel's border with the Gaza Strip, in Israel. An Israeli tank and military vehicles are seen near Israel's border with the Gaza Strip, in Israel. Violeta Santos Mora / Reuters. The U.S. government has pressed Israel to delay its ground operations in Gaza to allow for the release of more Hamas hostages and aid into Gaza, according to 2 sources briefed on the discussions. The Friday release of 2 Americans held by Hamas signaled the possible freeing of more of the around 200 believed to be kidnapped by the militant group after its deadly attacks 2 weeks ago. Israel has offered no timeline for the possible ground offensive on Gaza, but military officials have repeatedly told troops an incursion is imminent. We will increase our strikes, minimize the risk to our troops in the next stages of the war, and we will intensify the strikes, starting from today, IDF spokesman Daniel Hagari said on Saturday. Hagari added that Israeli forces will continue to destroy terror targets ahead of the next stage of the war, and are focusing on our readiness to the next stage. An IDF soldier died and 3 others were injured during preparations for the Gaza ground operation, an Israeli defense spokesman said Sunday. A view of damaged buildings as the Israeli airstrikes continue on its 16th day in Gaza City, Gaza on October 22, 2023. A view of damaged buildings as the Israeli airstrikes continue on its 16th day in Gaza City, Gaza on October 22, 2023. Ali Jadala / Anadolu Agency / Getty Images. The U.S. and its allies have urged Israel to be strategic and clear about its goals during any ground operation in Gaza, warning against a prolonged occupation and placing a particular emphasis on avoiding civilian casualties.